sister. Shalom, shalom. I'm back. I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High, Yahweh Hashem, Mashallah, like Yahweh. All honor, glory, and praise to the Most High, so like you. I don't know why I keep butchering it. This video shouldn't be that long through the spirit. This is actually requested from the Sister Royalty Calls on Instagram, Sister Tiara. And it is going into how do I study my precepts, how do I study and remember precepts, my way of studying. So, something that I highly recommend is index cards. I made these around March. Some of them a little bit earlier, but here are some blank ones. They really real cheap. And depending on like whatever you want to, like whatever topics, you can do whatever topics you want on it. But for example, like you can do like a topic. This one is called Finding That Daily Balance in Life. And on the flip side, you have the precepts for that. And then this one is patience. And then the flip side is precepts for patience. Depression. Flip side is precepts for depression. And then I just started doing like other precepts that came to mind. Things that really, these precepts are things that keep me going, like those enduring precepts. So like I have the book, chapter, verse, and on the flip side I have the precept. Book, chapter, verse, flip side I have the precept. Book, chapter, verse, flip side I have the precept. Book, chapter, verse, so on and so forth. So that is one of the ways that I study. I use flashcards. You can do, like I said, you can do whatever topics. You can, honestly, whatever you're struggling with or whatever you want to remember more, just write it on a note card. And then I have these in my purse, so they go with me everywhere. I don't really have time to look at them like that throughout the day because I'm with kids all day. But whenever you have that downtime, just flip through them, read. Oh, okay. And then it's eventually going to get engraved in your mind. Also, something you could do a Quizlet. I know I've heard sisters do that before. You could do a Quizlet and you could just quiz yourself, like put the precept and then or have the verse roughly have the verse and then try to guess what it is and then flip it over and then it'll actually show the verse. You know what I'm talking about? You know how like on Quizlet they have the little bear with me, sisters. On Quizlet they have the little flashcard. So one side you could put the verse, the other side you could put like the actual words of it. You could also try to do that. I don't do that, but this is personally what I do. So something that personally helps me study is indeed index cards and flashcards. Some examples of some I have 2 Timothy 1-7, Jeremiah 32-17. I have 2 Timothy 4-7-8, 2 Ezra 7:57-58, Isaiah 65-13, Psalms 37:24-25 and 28, Revelation 21-4, 2 Corinthians 4:8-9, 2 Timothy 2:3-5, 2 Ezra 1 verse 9. So I know I just talked really fast, but me personally, I have precepts that's going to keep me going, that's letting me know the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Just those precepts to keep enduring because going throughout your day-to-day life, that's sometimes what you need. I think I have I have the fruits of the spirit in here too, but being in this captivity, being busy at work, that's what you need. You need something to look at to keep you going. Also, another thing that I do is on my phone, I have Bible verses on my reminders. So I have a section of my reminders called scripts, and I have, as you see, I haven't checked it off since yesterday. But they pop up on my phone every hour. Now, I did these precepts according to things that I really just sometimes struggle with. Like at some point I was really, really struggling with not being content. So I put a verse on there to be content. So it'll pop up every hour and I'm reading it every hour. And then the other ones are really just thoughts. So I have on this one, I have 2 Corinthians 10-5. I have Sirach 37-14, Jeremiah 4-14, 1 Maccabees 2-62. I have Kala Yahweh Shema Shai. You gonna keep it enduring or what? So that pops on my phone every hour. So to me, that's like that hourly reminder, like you gotta keep enduring. Hebrews 13-5, 2 Ezra 16-76, Psalms 37-25, Tobit 5-19, 2 Ezra 12-46-47, Luke 12-15. So just different precepts of things that I think that's gonna help me keep enduring through the day. So me personally, things that help me study and remember precepts is flashcards and having those precepts pop up on my phone every hour. And specifically, like I said, for me, I do precepts that help me to keep going because sometimes throughout the day, I just might be frustrated being with kids all day, that kids that are not mine, 12 kids just running around. It can get a lot at times, and Satan be coming. Like, we all have different lots, we all have different things going through, and sometimes you just need something to read to keep you going. So that's why I really do precepts like that, just to keep me going, to get my head focused, to get my head in the game and just keep my eye on the prize. So 2 things, I do flashcards and I do the reminders on my phone. I also, number one, the most important thing, pray. Pray to the Most High to help you remember precepts. Pray, 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 pray. I cannot stress enough. Pray. And I'm going to get a precept. This is, I will upside down. Matthews 21 and 22. In all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing ye shall receive. So, that's plain, whatever you ask for in prayer, if it's the Most High will, believing, you're going to receive it. So literally just have faith. All you need is an ounce of faith, like Matthew 17 and 20, mustard seed of faith. All you need is a little faith. Just have faith. Have faith in your prayer, and it'll be granted to thee. So just pray on it. To be honest, that's the number one answer. That's the best advice I could give to anybody. The number one answer, pray on it. Pray on it. Pray to the Most High to help you remember these precepts. Pray to the Most High to have the law in your inward parts. Pray to the Most High to have it engraved in your heart and your mind. And it'll be granted unto thee, Most High willing. So definitely pray, 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 pray. And then, faith without works is dead. So have faith in your prayer. Pray, 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 but put it in the work. So once you keep praying on it consistently, don't just pray on it 1 or 2 times. You got to keep throwing up them prayers. You can never pray too much. Pray without season. Keep praying on it. Keep throwing up them prayers. But then you got to add in the works. Start writing up precepts on your flashcards. Put the reminders on your phone. Do whatever works best for you. And then something that also helps me is I take notes. When I watch videos, most of the time I take notes. Not recently, not lately, because I be at work all day. But sometimes when I do have the time, I'll jot down some notes on my phone, and then I'll maybe go in later and transfer it on notebook paper. But sometimes I'll take notes on my phone. Sometimes I'll take notes on notebook paper, wherever. It just depends on where I'm at, what I'm doing. Like if I'm, cleaning the kitchen or something, I don't have, and I'm listening to a video, I'm not going to take notes. But like if I'm, if I'm just sitting down, I'm going to take notes. It just depends on what I'm doing, but I highly recommend taking notes when you watch videos. All these are full of notes from videos and just precepts and different things. And then I already told y'all in my other video, my teacher binder, it ain't just teacher stuff in here. It's another way to really get it engraved in your mind. Write it down. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's another thing. And so another thing, when I take notes, taking notes, I always tell sisters, studying and taking notes look different for everybody. You just got to pray on it, find out what works best for you. Like when I first came into this truth, when I was watching the video, I would write down every single thing they said. Literally every single thing they said. But even in school, they taught you like, that's not really taking notes. You don't want to copy down every single thing. You want to write down the things that really, really stand out. So like, for example, I took notes on this video the Sister Malaka did. So the way I took my notes is I write the precept, I write the book, chapter, verse, and like I write the book and the chapter and the verse, and I just roughly paraphrase what she was saying, what she brought out her point, and I roughly paraphrase the precept. And then like if there's something else that stood out, I write it. Again, I write the precept, and then I roughly paraphrase what was brought out. I write out something that stood out, and then again, like I might have a definition or two. Like on this side, like I have a definition right here. And then, I can't really see. But, yeah, also highlighting, using your highlighters. You can color code if you want. But, just, I just want to show you a way, like, I take notes. But that's honestly how I take notes. Like, let me show you another one. Ooh, dang, it just ripped. Did it rip? Almost. Yeah, writing that precept, and then roughly paraphrasing the point I want to bring out. Got a definition, got precepts, but you don't have to do that. Like, sometimes you can just do this, like, just write all the precepts down, like right here. You ain't gotta write none out, or you can just roughly paraphrase what you're trying to say about it. But everybody take notes differently. Like some sisters, they might watch a video and then write down all the precepts that come to mind. And just write the book, chapter, verse, and that's really it. Or something I do is I write the chapter, the book, the verse, and I roughly paraphrase something that was brought out. Also, a way of studying is, coming up with your own lessons through the Spirit. Something that helped me a while ago, what I used to do when I used to, when I In the past, when I would go through hard times, I would, whatever demon I was struggling with, I would make my own lesson on notebook paper, and cut myself up. And I would gather as many precepts as I could through the Spirit, and I would just cut myself up. I write the precepts, I break it down. So that's the way you can study. Make your own little lessons on notebook paper on things you need to work on. Let's say for a season you might be going through this. You might be struggling with envy. Write down a lesson on envy in your notebook paper. That's another way to study. Making your own little lessons through the Spirit. That's stuff that can personally help you, and then sharing it with other sisters. So that's also another tip. And also, the most important thing as well is this precept. Something that personally helped me, how I study, is honestly just having that mindset of I have to be diligent. Like I have to do what I got to do to get the kingdom and put my brick in for the Lord. That's what helps me, because check this out. This is, I'm going to get this first. Revelation, okay. All right. Sorry. Goodness. Gosh. Gosh. Okay, there we go. Revelation 2:5. Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent, and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and remove thy candlestick out of his place, except thou repent. So something that personally helped me, studying and just, learning how to study and how to remember precept was really just making sure that, Lord willing, I'm just standing on my P's and Q's so my candlestick doesn't get blown up. Because if we're not being diligent and if we're not doing the first works, the Most High gonna blow our candlestick out. We don't want that, Yahweh forbid. So really, I would just say, like, have that mindset of, we in grind mode. It's grind mode. It's now or never, because we don't want to have that spirit of excuses. It's now or never. So put that work in for the Lord. Go hard for the Most High. You can never do too much for the Lord. Be a diligent sister through the Spirit. And also Revelation 3:15-16. I know thy works, if thou art neither cold nor hot, I will thou work cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. So, you can't be like, oh, well, yeah, I'll just study tomorrow. Yeah, I'm tired. I'll just study tomorrow. Yeah. I'll just push off reading on the Sabbath. Yeah, I'm going to focus on work this week, and then I'll read on the Sabbath because I don't feel like reading this week. We don't want to have that. You can't be half in and half in. You either in this thing fully for Yahweh Shema Shah, or you there out. There's no in between. You got to pick. And if you're in between, the Most High is going to spew it out of his mouth. That's red. Yahweh Shah, you will get spewed out of the Most High mouth. We don't want that. So really, we got to stay on fire in this thing. We got to make sure we're being diligent. Reading, studying, praying, fasting. As women, we also have other duties, but we want to make sure we build up through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah. So honestly, that's what really helped me, to be honest, through the Spirit, on remembering precepts and study and how I study, because it's really that mindset. You really got to have that mindset of, okay, I got to be diligent. I got to put my brick in for the Most High. And also something, just knowing that our actions are going to be weighed. We're going to be judged according to what we did. All our actions are going to be weighed. So that's what really helped me, knowing like the Most High, when Yahweh shall come, he's not come back to play. In Matthew 25, the foolish woman got left because there wasn't oil in their lamps. I'm not trying to get left behind. You shouldn't be trying to get left behind. Anybody that's watching this, Yahweh forbid we get left behind. So that's what really helped me, having that mindset of, okay, look, either I do the works, and I be diligent now, or I get left behind. And we're trying to get this kingdom. So let's put this work in for the Most High. Stop making excuses. Let's do what we got to do through the Spirit. Not saying that anybody's making excuses. It's not what I'm saying. So really, honestly, for me, it was a mindset thing. Like, okay, I got to do what I got to do through the Spirit. And also Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength and salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So, these precepts, wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our times. When all hell break loose, the only thing we're going to have to lean on is Yahweh Shema Shah, his words of life. But how you going to have that to lean on if you don't even have the words of life in your inward part? Granted, like the Most High in that day can have precepts flowing through your mind. The Most High do what he do. But take advantage of these precepts now. Take advantage of this, because it's going to be a feminine word. Take advantage of these videos now. Take advantage of studying while you can, because when all hell breaks loose, we're going to be trying to be pilgrims on the earth trying to survive. So take advantage of these things now. So that way in that time, wisdom and knowledge is going to be your stability. That's what you're going to have to lean on. So definitely That's also what helped me, understanding the times that we're in, understanding the times that we're coming into, and understanding we on the last ticking leg. We're on the last leg. We're on a ticking time bomb, and the only thing that's gonna get us through that day is these commandments and these precepts. So, that's what, also helped me study. Like, I got to have these precepts. I got to know these precepts and have them in my inward part. Granted, you might not know every single verse in the Bible. Okay, of course, that's fine. But that's what really helped me. Knowing the times that we're in and the times we're coming into, I had that mindset of like, okay, I got to have the law in my inward part. I got to have the knowledge in my inward part. I got to know these precepts. I got to have it in my mind. So in that day, Lord willing, I'm able to recall them. I'm able to know them. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, Most High willing, you never know what the Most High can do. Have precepts running through your mind in that day. But I'm just saying, like, why not try to do that now? Why not try to have precepts flowing through your mind now and put that work in now? So that's personally what helps me study. And, the more you study, the more you read, it'll eventually start to engrave. Like, the more you study, the more you read, you'll eventually start to remember stuff. So also, just going into, just be diligent. Also, something that helps me is I write precepts in my Bible. Like, let me show y'all an example. Because my Bible don't come with precepts. So, like, right here, I wrote 2 precepts that came to mind. So, also, that's what helps me. Writing those precepts to other verses, like writing precepts that come to mind and connecting different precepts. I'm trying to think anything else that helps me. If I think that's it. How I study, how I remember precepts, flashcards, reminders on my phone, take notes, pray, and having that mindset of it's now or never. We don't want our candlestick blown out. So having that mindset of it's now or never, gotta be diligent. And we want to know these precepts. We want them in our heart, because that's going to be our stability when our hell break loose. So that's honestly what helped me through the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah, that mindset and, putting the work in, index cards, I might be forgetting stuff. That's what I do personally, but sisters may do other things. So sisters, if y'all have any other ways they help y'all study or how y'all remember precepts, please drop them below. Lord willing, y'all continue to endure. And also set goals. Set goals. I dropped a video on setting goals in organization. Set goals to the spirit. Set goals on what you're trying to read. How many chapters you're trying to read a day. Set those goals to the spirit. But I love y'all. Lord willing, y'all continue to endure. Call it how about Shemel Shah. Lord willing, this was helpful. Shalom.